and I'm in Baku, Azerbaijan, and behind me is the statue of the famous romantic poet Nizami, who is famous all over Asia for the poetry he wrote a long time ago. He was alive 1141 to 1209, so he was way ahead of his time, I'm told, in terms of what he wrote and what he created. And this is one of the landmarks that you've got to come to. So this is the first one I've come to so far on this trip. So here for a few days. Unfortunately booked the worst hotel known to man. So it's not been good so far, but onwards and upwards. Maiden Tower. Maiden Tower is another one of the big landmarks, big tourist spots here in Baku. So I had to come check it out. And next, onto the palace of Shirvanshahs. I'm probably most definitely saying that wrong, but that's how it goes. So we don't know why this is a landmark, but everybody's taking photos here. So I figured I should document it. Maybe someone in the comments can one day tell me why this matters. Museum of Miniature Books. Interesting idea for a museum. Boris Yeltsin was here. Huh. That is a tiny book. interesting place. It's just on the way to the palace. Is it palace we were going to?
Yeah.
So, inside the palace. So it does cost to come in. It's 15 Azerbaijan money each, which is about £7, something like that each. But we came all the way here, so might as well have a look around. You can see a great view of the flaming towers up there. Shame it's not night time because they look amazing when they're lit up. But yeah. So day 2, and we decided to get the boat to see the flag. We got here and Donna said, "There's no flag, where's the flag?" I said, "There, look up." There's the world's biggest flag right there. Right?
No, there was a flag. Are you joking? Yeah.
So here we go. There's not much else here, but you get the sea air, you get to see the biggest flag in the world. And it's a cool area. So the goal for today, final full day here, is see the flag, see the Baku Eye, go to the 3 flaming towers, and just generally see this area. When you walk up the steps, it is pretty impressive. Good view of the city. I didn't even really think to come here as a landmark. It was Donna's idea, but good idea. The text is in Azerbaijani, I think, so I can't read it. Oh, it's the word, it's the national anthem, and at the bottom that explains the music lyrics, musical notes even. Oh, that's cool. So over there you got the Baku Eye, flaming towers, the TV tower.
Oh, everything, like you can see here.
Yeah. This is an impressive sight. It's so huge and open spaced. I mean, the value of this land as beachfront property could have been huge, but I like the fact they made this huge landmark. Down here you seem to have some sort of stadium. This might be where they held the Eurovision in 2012. I'm not sure. It doesn't look big enough for that. Wow, it's a huge space. Very modern. So down there is Crystal Hall, which is where I believe they hosted Eurovision 2012. Azerbaijan's not in Europe, but they love Eurovision here. And they loved it so much they started entering in 2008, and then they obviously won and then hosted it in 2012. And that is the place they did it. So I came to this amazing part for a view at the end of a pier. And one of the biggest things that shocks me is there's nobody here. Hardly anyone. It's a huge tourist area and there's just no one around. There was no one by the flag. We could do a 360 view and there was nobody there. So that's my one takeaway. My second takeaway from this trip is do not stay in Old Town. Old Town is closed off. So the taxi drivers can't get in or out. It's got a barrier protection, so it's kind of like a giant fortress, which is what it was originally built like. There's a big castle wall around the whole thing, or a lot of it, and you can't get in or out. So when you arrive, the guy from the hotel has to come down and meet you and get your luggage, and you have to drag anything else you've got, which includes other suitcases. So when I arrived, I had to drag my suitcase uphill for 5 minutes to get to the hotel. And then when you want to go somewhere that's outside of Old Town, you have to walk another 5 minutes back to the bottom, and then you can get a taxi out again. So it's a real pain. So my advice is not to stay in Old Town, but to stay in the city centre, outside of Old Town, anywhere outside of Old Town. And then you don't have any hassle with taxis, any hassle with sketchy hotels that lie about their reviews on booking.com and actually is hell on earth, and you can stay somewhere nice and normal like a Marriott. So that's my advice about Baku. Stay out of Old Town, just visit it once, walk around, but the city centre is where it's at, and the Boulevard, which is where we are now, and it's deserted. Not a soul to be found. So onward we go. Mission now, head to the eye and then head to the mall, check it out. The mall is kind of shaped like the Sydney Opera House, similar aesthetic, but of course it's a mall. It's the inside of that mall. Let's be honest, it's pretty much a standard mall. There's nothing really unique. But sometimes it's interesting to see the different malls and what the differences are. Not bad. So outside the mall we have the Carpet Museum, which apparently is quite a landmark. I have a gut feeling that the outside of the museum is going to be more interesting than the inside, but it's a cool looking museum but shaped like a carpet. And then I think you've got like a metro or something over there, TV tower, cool little plant pots. They have charm, not just boring one colour. This whole boulevard area is really cool. Look at the side of the Carpet Museum and you see it's rolled up carpet. It's amazing. 3 flames. And then up here is Little Venice, which is definitely one of the things I wanted to check out when I came here. Venice is known for having the boats and you can go around. I haven't been, but I've seen enough. And this is their little version, which is kind of cool. I like the fact they did this. So there you have it, the 3 flames. Unfortunately it's daytime, so they're just 3 buildings, but they do become flames at night time with the lighting. But now we're going to have a little walk around mini Venice and just see what's over the bridge. One thing I wanted to do on my time here was to find the Formula 1 track, and by dumb luck I found it. So they drove down that road There's the crash barrier, there's Donna, and then you go up, turn left by the castle, and then turn right. I remember that from playing the video game 1,000 times and watching all the races. But it's so cool to actually see it. It's hard to imagine how fast the cars drive, that they could just do that in a safe way. But there we are, the barrier's there. Unbelievable.